What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another unboxing. So today we are gonna review and unbox this diorama from Toys Nest, City of Shadows Dark Bridge H diorama base. Man, that is a long name. And I bought this. It looked great on the pictures, and it specifically said it's for 1/6. Supposedly the height was 14 inches, so obviously any diorama under 100 would be something that I want to take a look into. You know, I am a big fan of this dioramas. I think they enhances how you not only you display your figures, but also the way you photograph them, the way I take videos out of them. It brings more life. And I've had experiences with Toys Nest. They had, you know, the gargoyle diorama with me. They're not the best, but they're also not the worst. I would say Mojang so far is the best, but you can see all the pieces that we have here. And then we're gonna assemble this guy. There's different configurations on how you could display or use them. So you just put those pillars. I'm doing this upside down, by the way, so you gotta turn this around, and that is the base, the one that's kind of like sticking out. Some of the legs are not completely flushed in. For example, this I'm having trouble, as you can see, because they just don't key in right away. They're a little tight, so you might have to use a little, you know, just a little force, a little muscle into it. The other one just put in right, it was inserted right away, so this was fine. So it just shows you that this is the hole on the key for this stand right here. It's both areas, they just don't key in. You just gotta put a little force in there. So that is the base, and then this is the top portion per se, and you just kind of put them together. So you could do this where it's kind of longer, or you can put them together so you can create this kind of like base type of display if you want to. So the scale is misleading, and I apologize in advance. You can put this in the front, because I did post this on my channel. Normally I would post this, hey, it does say on the description it's 14 inches. And it's not just Big Bad who made a mistake, because I did check other websites that shows, you know, what the scale is, and they said 14 inches. So, you know, it supposedly it's for 1/6. And look at this, Thor is a 1/6 scale figure, but this is much shorter, a lot shorter than Thor. So does it still work for 1/6? In a way, I suppose, you know, like if it's from a distance. And it's still a nice backdrop, so to speak, but now it kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to make it do. Does it still work in a sense? Sure, especially, but the arc, that's what I kind of wanted to do, so it has to be higher than this, and as you can see, I'm still having issues with that, combined with the issues that I'm having. So I decided to return this at Big Bad, and that is the beauty of buying it from Big Bad, is that they accept this. They pay for the shipping, they send you a label, and that's it. I mean, it's not their fault that the manufacturer gave them the wrong information. Luckily this is sold out, so you don't have to worry about, but just keep in mind, if you are buying this from a different retailer, that is the case. The size on the pictures are right, but it's centimeters. I didn't measure. I just thought it was like 14 inches. You know, that's what's on the description, so I decided to get it. And you can still use it as a base, you know, which is not bad. There is usage to this, and you could break it down, you know, scatter it around, kind of like Wolverine's base. But for 112, as you can see here with my NECA Ninja Turtles, it looks fantastic. And you can imagine if you have one more of these, you can create that pillar type of entrance, and it looks, especially if you're zoomed in like this, you know, you got those two posts right next to him. It looks great right next to Michelangelo and the 112 scale. But final thoughts on this one, it's okay, but I'd rather save your money, the $54.99. It's not too expensive, especially if you've been collecting 1/6. But since it's out of scale, I can't really recommend it, you know, if you're a 1/6 collector. It does serve a purpose for 112, and so it should be for 112, not the 1/6 that they're claiming. That they said it's 14 inches. It's like more like 10 inches, and 4 inches is pretty big difference here. You could still use it for 1/6, but it feels like it's not intended for that. Again, I want to apologize in advance because I did post this on my timeline saying, hey, if you're collecting this, go ahead and purchase this. To the person who purchased it, I'm sorry, I didn't know as well that it's not 14 inches, it's 10. It still has a use. It's $54, not that big of a deal. But since you bought at a big bag, just let them know and you could return this. They'll return your purchase, they'll return your money either in a form of the way you purchased it or store credit. I use store credit because I purchase for them pretty much every month anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I get it. Again, I'm sorry if I misled you. That wasn't my intent. That's what I saw. And I swear you can get the funds back. It's a bit of annoyance, but it's still good. Still good, especially if you're doing 112. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.